Hi, so today we're going to talk about things that I buy as a minimalist. Now, I've mentioned this in previous videos, but as a minimalist, you tend to sway towards things that you buy that last a long time. I myself like particular items. I will try products, and if I like the products, I will continue buying from that brand or the company or such, something along those lines. And one of them is, I know I don't have a pair on me at the moment that are still in one piece because I do tend to use this company's product quite a lot, and that is Fifo Barefoot shoes. Now, for people who don't know what Fifo is, they are actually quite a popular barefoot shoe that are extremely comfortable. Now, if you're not really familiar with what barefoot shoes are, they're usually a shoe with a very thin sole to the point where it almost feels like it's barefoot, but it gives you enough protection so that, you know, you won't get cut on your feet or anything like that. And you're probably thinking, why would you go with barefoot style shoes? Well, it's mostly to do with they're very mobile and quite lightweight. The mountain boots I had for the longest time were great because I hate heavy mountain boots. I hate that. And when I found Fifo Barefoot shoes and I tried out one of their style mountain boots, it was just, you know, I was trying them out. I really liked them. And then I got trainers from them, which didn't last as long as the Fifo mountain boots, but they were still very good. And I hiked up several mountains in my hometown in these shoes and had no problem wearing them in. You don't really have to wear them in because there's no like cushion to like squish into the shape of your foot. You just walk in them. They do have a bit of a practice period where you tend to have to figure out how to walk again, if that makes any sense. You walk differently in barefoot shoes than you do normal shoes. Normal shoes you usually walk on the heel, where barefoot shoes you're more like flat. You land flat, that's the word I'm looking for. Because you can't put all that pressure on your heel because there's no sponge to act as sort of a suspension. So that's what I buy as a minimalist, because it is a minimal shoe and they are just extremely comfortable and lightweight. I do wish to purchase from them again, but at the moment I can't afford to, and I also got plenty of pairs of shoes that I have acquired through my parents. You can thank my parents for allowing me to not be shoeless. Another thing that I like to get is sustainable clothing. These things are something I'm only just getting into and would like to get into more. But things, you know, like clothing that buys from local farmers and supports local businesses and doesn't buy wasteful materials, mostly like cotton and more bio-based materials like polyester and stuff like that. So that's another thing I do. I don't really go for any specific brand when it comes to like this kind of clothing. Other things I buy are natural products. Now this is like body wash and stuff like that. I generally try to go with more natural products because it's healthier, it's more sustainable again. It's also preferably with those natural products, preferably supporting, like if it's food, preferably supporting local farmers. These are things I generally try to buy. I don't buy them as often as I'd like, again, because of my financial situation, but that hopefully will change. There is news on the horizon that I might be getting a bit more regular hours, so I'll be able to purchase more high quality local produce, which is awesome. Another thing I like spending on, I like buying, is experiences. Now, this is a little bit different. This is a bit more of a broad explanation. When I mean experiences, I mean the cost of travel to hang out with my friends in the town nearby where I live, or the cost of travel to Amsterdam to hang out with people. General experiences like conventions, like Comic-Con, other things like that is what I try and strive for, because, pardon me, because experiences are far more valuable than material items. I've explained this in my minimalism video upon why I'm a minimalist. It's because I value experiences far more. I value a flight back home to be with my family during Christmas far more than a nice shiny new car. The reason why I buy these things and I'm moving towards sustainable living and ethical living is because there is far too much going on at the moment where companies will scrimp in things like they'll hire out factories in China and pay their workers pennies, barely anything, barely a living. And sure, it gives that country business, but it's not ethical because it's not allowing the people there to live. Sure, it is cheaper to live in that country, but if you can't afford, if you don't have enough money to pay for both medical and food, that's not living, that's barely surviving. I'm in that kind of situation, but luckily, I'm lucky enough to now have an opportunity where I will finally be able to be much more financially stable. Other people don't have that because companies keep on scrimping on things. Plus the quality of the items that you get from those kind of factories are usually a lot lower, and they use materials which are not sustainable or ethical towards the environment. That is my opinion. That may not be the case for every single company that tends to cut corners, but for me, I find that it is the case a lot of the time because the quality control and safety control in those factories aren't necessarily up to the standards of European and Western countries. I do want to strive to get more eco-friendly products as well as more organic products because it is far more healthier. I would like to buy some more stuff from the farmers market, which is on the weekends. These are things I want to do and want to bring into the things I buy, but at the moment I financially can't do it, so I just have to buy stuff from the supermarket. Or like this, where I grow them again. I'm currently regrowing 2 leeks that I bought about 2 weeks ago, so I can make some noodle soup again. Like, there are things that I don't have to buy. I can just regrow, like vegetables, because fresh vegetables are quite expensive. The whole point of being a minimalist is to be sustainable and ethical, and make sure that you research what you're buying. It's being mindful about what you acquire into your life, and that is also through the things you buy. You want things to last long. You want things to come from a source that has done research to make things more sustainable and healthier for the environment, and that is what I'm trying to do. I believe that is everything that I can talk about. If there's anything else that I might think up later on in the year, I'll do a second video to this. But for now, there's not really much else. I don't really buy a lot, so this is why this video is so short. If there's any questions that you would like to ask, please leave it in the comments below and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Or if I find it a big enough question, I will make a video about it later on in the year. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.